Nice curveball. Throws hard.
And a nice big hand for Wilmer Flores as he comes to bat. Most of these fans know that Wilmer's about to get traded. And social media being such these days, everybody knows what the situation is. It's a little odd that Wilmer's still in the game. But the fans giving him a nice send-off here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Five. Whether you're a Mets fan or just a baseball fan or just a sports fan, what happened yesterday at Citi Field in New York was one of the most bizarre circumstances I've ever seen. The baseball trading deadline is July 31st at midnight, so a lot of trades taking place. And it was rumored all over social media. It was being reported all over social media from, knowledgeable websites, sports websites, that the Mets were making a deal, that it was all but done. Wilmer Flores, the Mets shortstop, who you saw coming to bat there, was going to Milwaukee along with Scott Wheeler, a pitcher for the Mets, in return for Carlos Gomez from the Milwaukee Brewers, okay? And so the fans in the ballpark, heard about it on social media or listening to the broadcast on their earphones, whatever, and they gave Flores a standing ovation. Well, Flores starts wondering, what are they giving me a standing ovation for? And then he starts hearing from people in the stands and all that you've been traded. And this is what happens next.
Ground to a run at the shortstop, Amarista. And Flores retired 2 out.
You never want to get traded. The first trade is always the most difficult. That had to be a very difficult at bat for him.
Well, he's been in this organization since he was 16 years old. But it's got to be strange for the other guys in the dugout too, right?
All right, so he thinks he's being traded. Now, it's unusual if a player's been traded or is getting traded to keep him in a game. A, he could get hurt. B, why would you keep him in there? But they send him out to play shortstop in the next inning. Watch.
You've got a player who's been in your organization for 7 years, who you valued, who you are trading clearly to bring back an important asset. And the fact that he's out there and risking injury at a time when you're trying to consummate the trade is strange in itself. But for him to be that emotional and out on the field just strikes me as odd.
Well, this is a business part of the game, Gary, and it can be heartless and unsympathetic. I am not one to, provide a towel to cry on one's shoulder, but I feel for Wilmer. I know exactly what he's going through.
He's crying on the field. I mean, and the dugout, before he came out, you could see he did this. Then he comes out and he keeps wiping his eyes. His eyes are red. The poor guy's crying, and he's playing. More.
Well, this was after Wilmer Flores came off the field in the top of the inning. Terry Collins went over to him, and he had a rather lengthy heart-to-heart with Wilmer, and I don't know exactly what's being communicated here, but clearly Terry is concerned about what has happened here tonight, with Flores having spent the last 4 or 5 innings in limbo, with the world believing that he's been traded to Milwaukee, but the deal not yet consummated. It's led to tears for Wilmer Flores, and once the conversation was over, he took his equipment, headed down the tunnel, and it looks as though he is not going to take an at bat if his turn comes up here in the ninth. So it appears the Mets career of Wilmer Flores, at least for the moment, has come to an end.
And he went down. Terry Collins is the manager who he was talking with. So after the game, they're saying to Terry Collins, well, Collins said, I'm asking my bench coach, why are they giving him a standing ovation? He said, because there's rumors that he's being traded. He said, for who? So Collins heard nothing about it. Then after the game, the general manager of the Mets says, we were in talks for a deal. The deal never went through. There is no deal. So he went home. And I presume he comes back tonight. They played this afternoon, a New York Met. Because as of last night, there was no deal because Carlos Gomez of Milwaukee reportedly had a hip problem. Deal off. Strangest thing I've ever seen. Thanks for watching.